Scrapbookers and Creative Friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Now, it's October 2nd when I'm filming this, and I cannot even begin my film without reaching out and sending my concern and sympathies for all of the people in the southeastern United States who are suffering from the hurricane. I've been there, I've been through that, so I know how challenging it is, and I'm wishing everyone the best of luck, and just that things will get back to as normal as possible as soon as possible. So, what I wanted to share with you today is two iconic things about fall, and that is pumpkins and candy corn. I don't really eat candy corn. I don't care for it, but I do like to use it in decorating baked goods and so forth. I pick it off. I don't eat it. But in any case, it's kind of a fun thing to do. And I want to share two techniques. The pumpkin one, some of you may have seen before. I'm going to show how the way I create my little pumpkins. And then I'm going to show you what I came up with for the candy corn in different sizes. And give you some ideas that you might want to use when you're creating pages and borders. So let's get started. Now, some of you might recognize this. This is an old CM album that didn't have a spine. I never quite understood that, but in any case, I use it when I use it for putting punch ideas, and that's what I'm going to share with you right now. Not punch, but assembling punches and shape cutting. So for both the candy corn and the pumpkin, well, pumpkin I use the custom cutting system ovals, the 4 ovals. It just depends what size you want to make, and you have many options whether you cut inside or outside, and which blade you use. So that's what I use for the pumpkin. This idea is not original. This was the first time I saw it was Catherine Allendorf, who is a CM advisor in Queensland, Australia. And I have used this. I love this so much because, of course, depending on what paper you use, you're going to get a totally different look, which you will see. Now, you need only 5 ovals to do this, and so you have your base of your pumpkin. Those would be the 3 colors, and then you cut the others in half. Now, I use the 12-inch trimmer because it's very easy to line this up, and if you feel comfortable, you can cut both at the same time. But you can line it up and space it between the 2 so that you get halfway between. And to be honest, if you don't get it exactly halfway, it's not a really big deal. All right, so you're going to put these, after you cut these, then you will piece it together. You have your center pumpkin piece. All right, you're going to put your pieces on here for this one to make the center. And I use repositionable tape because, of course, let me move that aside. Of course, it always changes a little bit. So you're going to put these here. Then you're going to add the other lobes of your, let me just tape this down. It'll be much easier. So I usually put it on the edge of the oval, and then I add it here. And you kind of match it. I did have to do a little bit of trimming. I don't remember doing the trimming the other times I made the pumpkin. Maybe, I don't know what the deal is, but in any case, you can trim it or not. Again, add a little repositionable tape. And then you can piece the others on there. And this makes kind of the lobes of the pumpkin. Really, really cute. Very easy to do. A lot of fun. And then also, then you want to put in that outside edge on there. Did I not put enough? I think maybe I did not put enough. Okay. It's kind of hard to see. Why don't wait? Straining your eyes. Okay, now we're going to finish it off by putting the extra little accents on the outside, and that helps it stand out. This one is not the same width. We don't want an uneven pumpkin. Let's make that the same. Here we go on this side. And when you trim this, when you do all this cutting with the oval, you're going to end up with a lot of scraps, and these are perfect for just hand cutting a little stem to put on your pumpkin. Free cut. Do not stress about it. It's very easy to do. So you can make this, as I said, different sizes. You can make tiny little pumpkins if you want to just have embellishments on a border, or you can make a corner embellishment and so forth, which you will see when I share my samples with you. So it's ovals for the pumpkin. And then for making the candy corn, I kind of did it like my watermelon slices. So I did, when I started it, I had to really play around with it because, you know, real candy corn has a small white tip. So I had to try to get the dimensions right. So I'll take a photo of this and maybe we can just insert this photo, or you can stop the video and then you can look at the sizes and so forth that I had. So to make large candy corn, you're using, I will tell you that I used mostly the red blade for the pumpkin, but I did switch it up and I did use all 3 blades depending on which size candy corn I wanted to get. So it's the same kind of thing as we did with my watermelon when I made my watermelon. And that is, you just layer it. Get my 3 pieces. Now you can use regular tape runner if you want. I always just don't want to take a chance in case I completely mess it up. It's not too much to mess up. But again, we get our little pieces on here. And because our 12-inch trimmer is great for cutting circles, so we're going to line this up. When you put it either at the top or the bottom, a circle will just go down. Will go down on here, and it'll hold it at the halfway mark. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. Now you are cutting through 3 layers of paper in the middle, so you want to cut a little harder. And then you just keep cutting. I did find when I was doing this, it was better to turn so the curve is back up here again. And I knew from the size of the circle what would be halfway. So then I would take this, line it up, and just keep cutting. Whoopsie, as I was saying, we got to be careful because we have to cut it. Okay, and then just keep cutting until you get the size wedges that you want. And I did find, I tried to use the corner rounder thinking, oh, I'll just round it off with that. No, because it's 3 layers of paper in the center. So just kind of take your scissors and fussy cut the edges. It's really not, it's not rocket science. Very easy to do. And nobody's going to say, oh, her candy corn doesn't look like that candy corn. Nobody's going to care. It's just going to be so cute. So now I would like to share with you some of my creations using inspiration of pumpkins and candy corn. So I want to start with pages that I made, and I decided I wanted to play with the Croptoberfest 2024 project recipe papers a little bit more, because if you've been following me, you know I am crazy for sunflowers. They are my favorite flower. So I wanted to play with that a bit, and I did come up, most of these are single pages, but you can kind of double them up if you want. It's totally up to you because it's all the same basic design. But I just love introducing that blue. I love the palette that they had, so having that blue for the pumpkin I think is really adorable. I did go in my stash for some of my stickers. This might have been from Gather Together or something, but sticker that I popped up for the leaf, I popped up on foam squares. I popped these 2 little stickers up. These do come with the project recipe. Okay, so there's one. Here's another one. Very simple again. And I just kind of gave like a landing spot for these pumpkins, but you know, because we're using all these different designs, I think it just makes it very interesting. This, I guess that was project recipe. But in any case, you can see how the stems can be very free form, free cut. Here's the next one. This again is that beautiful Croptoberfest project recipe paper. Just love it. And this embellishment might be from another Thanksgiving or fall collection, but it's okay. You use whatever you have. Another idea. And then this one, I decided, this is an old, I don't know if it's fall or Halloween, but it's an old collection, and I decided I wanted to combine my candy corn and pumpkins. So I made one of the little tiny pumpkins. That's an old paper. I wish we had candy corn paper again. And then put them on circles, strip of another paper, just to give it a little bit more interest. And it's all about the pumpkins and the gourds here. Very autumnal. Here's one on purple. And I decided to stack the pumpkins here. I love when you stack the pumpkins. And then some autumn leaves. Very simple. Now I did have to, because this was a dark stem, I did take the little gold shimmer pen and outline that a little bit, which I think is kind of nice. And you can see those are spider webs, so you can't really tell, so it's not too spooky, but it's kind of heading toward Halloween. This next one is a little bit spooky. I used this paper from an old Halloween collection. I don't have my booyah yet. It's coming. But in the picket fence here, and I'd have another little orange paper underneath so that the fence would show up better. And you see how you can mix and match. This pumpkin has bats on it as its base, so this was a very bat theme. This is the paper I used for this little pumpkin. And then, of course, embellishments popped up onto foam squares. And one more that's a little bit spooky, again with the bats and stars, which is on sale right now for Creative Memories. I already had it, but it's a wonderful one to get. A little candy corn pennant at the top, and another set of stacked pumpkins. I just love the look of this. It's a lot of fun and really makes me feel like we're enjoying fall. Now you know what I want to share. Let's take a look at my borders. I started with general fall. I used that the tearing ruler that Creative Memories offers. I did that torn paper on here. And this, if you don't have the picket fence or one of the fences, but you have the railroad track, this is actually railroad track that I thought looked like a cool fence too. I just punched that in brown cardstock. Ombre leaves here, and of course, 2 different kinds of pumpkins to accent each other. So this one is general fall, can be used for any fall occasion. I'm trying to remember to make vertical borders. This one is vertical, and I just had the pumpkin fit within that border. I didn't have it go over the edge, and embellishment popped up on foam squares. Here's a double for a double page or both sides of a page. This is, again, you can see I went into my stash, the brown plaid paper and these leaves, but then I made little tiny pumpkins, and I didn't think they were standing out enough, so I just used a punched circle from our circle punch. I just used the circle punch to set that on there just to offset it, and I did pop these up on foam squares. So a double vertical. And here's one that you can use for a double page spread that is horizontal. Again, this is a very, very simple, just this strip of paper. I did create my little pumpkins, and I had these beautiful sunflower stickers. I put those on there, and these are very old sticker leaves. I think these might be Miss Grossman. They could be Creative Memories. They're old, but they're still good because they're Creative Memories quality. So there's another double page. And now we're missing candy corn, so let's get some candy corn in the picture here. And I made a double, and when I do the double, I do try to accent, accented and kind of mirror, so that way they go together. I did put a strip there for them to stand out. The strip is from I think this might be from the project recipe. I'm not positive. And then a couple little extra little strips on there. But there's a little candy corn. I think this next one, I believe this embellishment might be from Autumn Harvest or last year's, I don't know, Golden Harvest maybe. But it's the this beautiful little rickrack zigzag that has popped up here. So I didn't make this very complicated at all. Very simple. I did cut it with the colonial blade to give it a little more interest. That's on the 12-inch trimmer. And I did pop up no, I did not pop up the candy corn because these are already raised. I don't want to make it too thick. You want to overdo it with making your pages too thick. Here's another double. Again, very simple. This is an older paper, but I love this paper with the leaves on there, and the green and the orange look so pretty together. Just added a strip just to kind of ground the pumpkin. So I added a little sticker strip down there and mirrored my pumpkins, had the stems slightly leaning the opposite directions. Another double. And my last one I want to share has a little combination of everything. I use the spider web, so I could use this as for an October for Halloween, because I have another little sticker there. I love candy. I don't really like that candy. I like chocolate better, but anyway, it would be nice for Halloween. And there's that sticker. This is an old, maybe Gather Together embellishment, but the colors and the feeling of it were so perfect for this that that's what I did, and I went with it. And there we have it. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our pumpkins and candy corn. If you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comments below. Remember, you can stop the video if you want to see those dimensions, or just honestly play with your circle cutter and with your oval cutter, and you'll be amazed how many options there are. So have fun with that. Thank you, those of you who have some new subscribers. Thank you so much. If you've just subscribed, and thank you, those of you who follow me all the time. I always look forward to your comments. I really appreciate that. So until next time, happy scrapbooking.